Today is October 29th and it is the final week of the Halloween operation. A few hours ago, Halo Studios teased the next update titled The Great Journey, and it looks like we might be getting a new weapon in the form of the MA5K. Of course, there's always a chance that this is just something like a weapon model, but with the video for the event actually being titled I Need a Weapon, my hopes are somewhat high. Alongside the addition of the third person mode, which has been confirmed to be arriving sometime within the next month, presumably with this update, it seems like Great Journey is going to be a lot of fun. As for this week though, although there is no playlist change with Alpha Zombies releasing last week, and not really anything huge to talk about, we do of course have some returning items available in the store, which I'll of course be going over. First of all, we have the Urate Hex weapon coating set, which is 400 credits and completely cross-core. This coating isn't too bad, and of course you do have it on all of your weapons, so that's not a terrible offer. Next up, we have the Honored Cabal bundle, which is double the price, costing 800 credits, but you do get the weapon model of the same name for the Bandit rifle, and this is probably one of the better models for the Bandit in my opinion. You also get the Calavera Gamut visor, the Hidden Cabal weapon coating, and that is also available on all of your weapons, but the coating itself in my opinion isn't anything too special. But overall, I don't think this bundle is too bad. It is on sale, so for the 800 credits, I don't think it's awful. I do really like that weapon model, but I do think there is better bundles. We also have the return of the Wendigo armor kit, which is back for 1,400 credits. Again, say what you want about the kit, whether or not you like or dislike it. My only issue here really is that of course it is a kit on the store and I can't use any of this armor on my own Spartan. I would feel much more inclined to purchase it if I could at least use the shoulders or helmet. But unlike most of the other kits, this one doesn't even come with a coating or visor or anything else, so in terms of the value, it really isn't that great. I do like the overall look of this kit, it's just the helmet that I'm not a huge fan of. 1.4k isn't terrible, but it definitely should be a bit cheaper. I think maybe costing 1,000 to 1,200 credits. But again, realistically, I'm just not that interested, especially since I can't use any of this armor on my own Spartans. Next up, we have the return of the Soundless Riot bundle, which gives you the armor coating of the same name and the Desert Hive visor. Of course, this is on sale for 800 credits, and for that price, it really isn't worth it. It's just one cross-core coating and visor. For 800 is pretty terrible, especially in comparison to something like Honored Cabal, which I know I said earlier isn't the best in terms of value, and it isn't. But you definitely get much more for your money there than you do with this bundle. The final returning item on this week's store is the Photon Groove set, which gives you the Square Dance weapon coating for all of your weapons, alongside the Light Spike Pauldron armor effect, the Light Spike Gauntlet armor effect, and the Photon Groove mythic effect set. This is another one where I'd say it would be much better if it was broken up into separate bundles. I feel like the armor effect itself would probably sell much better if it was on its own, same with the weapon coating and the armor effects. Of course, you can't use two armor effects on the same Spartan at once, so I don't really feel inclined to pick up a bundle that has multiple effects, because I'm restricted to just using one of those on an individual Spartan. If you could use the gauntlets and pauldrons together, that would make a lot more sense, or if some of these effects were sold on their own for maybe 500 credits. But overall, this bundle does feel a bit too overpriced for me. Of course, this will likely be the last week that the HCS bundles remain on the store page. And unlike everything else, which will likely be available via the catalogue, these probably won't come back until HCS next year, so if you have been waiting to pick these up, I would recommend doing so now, as we've got no guarantee that these bundles will remain on the store page. And of course, with that being said, that also means it's the final week to complete the Halloween operation if you are yet to do so. I will admit this is the longest it's probably taken me to do one of these, as I still need to unlock the last 3 levels, but I should hopefully have those unlocked just before Halloween. Speaking of which, let's move over to this week's Spartan of the Week. This week's theme was to create Transformer Spartans, and this was suggested by Bruce Willis 235. I felt like dressing up as Transformers was still a little bit on brand with the Halloween theme, and a lot of you made some really good Spartans here. Starting off with the person who suggested the theme themselves, Bruce Willis made this really cool Transformers Prime Soundwave. Noble also attempted to make Scrapper. I do like how they've used these circular shoulders here to try and mimic the wheels on Scrapper's shoulders, and the coating choice is just perfect. Next up, we have Delusive Man with their attempt at Megatron. I just think it's pretty creative how they've used the stance glitch here so that they could hold the skewer in this pose to try and mimic his arm cannon. That's really cool. And the Mythic Magister helmet actually works for Megatron's head surprisingly well. Wyvern tried their best to create Bludgeon, and I definitely think using Yoroi was the right core here, and using the Kabuto helmet with that attachment definitely complements this overall build. Riley's Rangers sent in their attempt at the Bay movie Starscream, and I think overall this is one of the most accurate builds that was submitted. And finally, we have this little video submitted by Howling, which is their attempt at Bayverse Soundwave, and I think this was pretty well put together, it's pretty creative, so I'd feel a bit bad if I didn't at least include this one. Anyways, if you want the chance to be featured as the Spartan of the week or to suggest an upcoming theme, make sure to join the Discord. There will be a link to that in the pinned comment. We have been doing semi-regular giveaways in there, and I'm even hosting a little competition at the moment to see who can create the best Magpie Leon Rage compilation, where of course the top 3 will of course win some credits for Halo Infinite. Anyways, that's all from me today. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.